This school is in the Berlin district of Neukölln. It's known as a problem area. Youth unemployment is rife. The crime rate's also high. They're just some of the challenges facing the students, many of whom are from immigrant backgrounds. Natalie Schmidt doesn't let that discourage her. The 16-year-old wants to pass her middle school exams this year, and with good marks. It'll be a challenge, especially in science. I can't visualize physics and chemistry and also maths the way I can other subjects, she says. I can't get my head around them as quickly. The statistics are also against her. Less than half of the students in her year are likely to pass, and only a few will do well. In order to make sure she succeeds, Natalie has sought help. Her school runs a mentorship program to guide Year 10 students through their final exams. She meets her mentor in the bustling city centre. Josefa Brunner is a human resources manager for a financial services company. The 28-year-old mentors Natalie in her free time. She finds it rewarding. There's so much potential in her, says Josefa. Sometimes I get the feeling that she's restricted by her environment. Your environment determines your limits. Maybe it's like that in the classroom too. It might be different if she had the benefit of another school or another environment with different people. If things were different, it would be more conducive for her. Josefa has had to fight her way up. Now she wants to help Natalie. After work, she leaves the office and goes to Neukölln to meet her. They see each other nearly every week now, because in 2 months Natalie will sit her exams. She also has to give a presentation. She's focusing on the core subjects, German, English and maths. In Germany, a 1 is the best mark and a 6 is the worst. Natalie needs at least a 4. They study in the library. Today it's maths. Natalie has to recite the formula for determining the area of a polygon, but she gets the terminology confused. Josefa explains it all to her again. They study together for nearly 2 hours until the library closes. 1 month later in Neukölln. There are now 4 weeks until the exams. Natalie has no school today. She's going to visit her boyfriend Radwan. He's already left school and is working in a supermarket. He tells me he started work at 7 a.m. He's going home now. Radwan is German-Lebanese. The 18-year-old would rather be working a more challenging job, but he didn't finish high school. He didn't care about education in the past. Now he sees things differently. If you grow up not having much, he says, you think, I could become a criminal and make money. But you should really give school a go, because in other countries you have to pay for school, or there's no school at all. And there, you might not even have water. Natalie doesn't stay long because she wants to study. She lives in an apartment complex. The rents here are especially low. She goes to her room and works on old German exam questions. Her mentor has taught her to have a structure to her study. She has a plan which she wants to follow all the way up to the exams. But messages from friends keep distracting her.
Also das ist halt so ein Chatprogramm, sowas wie MSN.
It's like a chat program, she says.
Chattet man halt
A bit like MSN.
per Internet.
You just chat over the internet. It's not exactly great for the concentration. Natalie lives with her mother. Her parents came to Germany from Poland 25 years ago. They've since separated. Her mother is a trained seamstress, but she hasn't been able to find a job for years. So they live on social welfare.
Ich bin mit den Texten schon fertig. Versäumen, aber was versäumt?
They often make the effort to speak German with each other. If you study more now, you'll definitely feel better later, her mother says. Because you'll have achieved something, and then your life will be easier. There are now just 2 weeks before Natalie's exams. The pressure's mounting. Even so, today Natalie is hanging out with friends outside her building.
17 Grad.
Her friends also know about the mentoring project. It's already a success in one sense. Having a mentor is seen as a cool thing.
Also ich kann mit ihr über meine Probleme
I can talk to
sprechen.
her about problems I have with my family or friends, says Natalie.
Sie unterstützt mich
She
schulisch
supports me in my schoolwork
und
and she helps me
bereitet mich
prepare
auf
for
das
later
spätere Leben
life.
vor, auf meine Zukunft.
One of her classmates says that having a mentor is like having a friend.
Ja, meine Mutter auch.
Today is the last time Natalie will see Josefa before the exams. This time they meet at her office. Natalie is nervous. Josefa gives her some words of encouragement.
Was treibt dich denn da so?
Ich will einfach, dass meine Familie
I want my
stolz auf
family
mich
to be
ist.
proud of me, says Natalie.
Und ich selber will glücklich sein.
And I want to be
nicht
happy
irgendwie,
and not to have it
durch
too hard in my
schwere
life.
Wege gehen.
I want to
Ich
take
will
the best
den
path.
leichteren Weg gehen, anstatt durch Umwege zu laufen. Und dass die auch Streit gegeneinander führen.
Josefa understands how she feels
Wie,
from her own experience.
was für ein Verhältnis mit
Meine Eltern haben ganz normale
Josefa
Lehre
says
gemacht.
that her parents had a basic education.
Verkäuferin und Papa ist Dreher.
My mother
Also,
works at a butcher's and my father is a metal worker, she says.
studiert und dann
No
später
one
in einem
thought that I would go to
internationalen
university and end up
Unternehmen
working for an international company.
Spaß hat. Kann alles so kommen.
The week of Natalie's exams has arrived. Today is maths. The sun's only just come up, but Natalie has been awake for a while. She slept terribly and she has a stomachache. She's worried she might forget everything she's learnt.
bloß keine 6 schreiben, sonst.
I have to avoid getting the lowest grade in maths because then I would fail the whole thing, she says.
Auch nicht.
But hopefully it won't be that bad. I have to be optimistic.
Ist alles gut.
Her school is only a few minutes away. She looks as though she wants to turn back and go home again.
Bei den Sachen, die ich gar nicht kann.
If there's something I can't do, I'll try to work around it, she says.
Also,
I'll just try to think of any possible way to work it out.
der vielleicht möglich sein
You never
könnte.
know.
Und weiß ja nie.
Natalie walks towards the exam room. The questions this year are difficult. The students have to calculate a parabola. Will Natalie manage it? The exam lasts for 2 hours. Eventually, she re-emerges.
Mein Kopf dreht sich gerade. Ich bin froh, dass ich
My head is spinning, she says.
Es war jetzt nicht
But I'm just
leicht,
glad to have it behind me. It wasn't easy.
aber
Maths just isn't my
ich
subject.
habe nur 2 kleine
There were only
Aufgaben
2 questions I didn't attempt. I did everything else.
Also ich hoffe, dass das Beste dabei rauskommt.
At least I tried.
Auch wenn
That's
es
good.
falsch ist, ich habe es versucht und
In the past, I was scared to even start to do questions.
Dass ich die Aufgaben stehen gelassen habe und gar nicht mich an die herangetraut habe.
The mathematics exam is safely out of the way. A few days on, and Natalie's finished all her exams. It's time to thank Josefa for all her help. The 16-year-old won't know her marks for another 2 months, but she's confident. So confident she starts to think about staying in school for longer instead of leaving to do an apprenticeship. I get support from my family and from Josefa, she says, and that makes me stronger. I really think I can achieve my goals. What are your goals, I ask? Getting my Abitur, she says, referring to Germany's version of the high school diploma, which opens the door to studying at university. To do that, she needs to get good marks in these exams. Two months later, there's an awards ceremony for everyone who's passed their exams. Natalie's mother and her boyfriend Radwan have come to watch. Sadly, Josefa has to work and can't be here. Natalie has done it. Now she can go on to the 11th grade and study towards her Abitur. And Josefa says she'll keep mentoring Natalie as she faces the next challenge.